Roco Radio basketball coverage will start in 2 minutes. Tonight's basketball pregame show will start in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Roco Radio basketball coverage will start in 1 minute. Tonight's hoops coverage on Roco Radio will start in 30 seconds. The following is a presentation of Roco Radio Sports. Local high school basketball. Roco Radio hits the hardwood to cover the teams that you love in Rockingham County. Reidsville High School, Rockingham County High School, McMichael High School, Moorhead High School, Bethany Community School. Your home for boys and girls basketball across Rockingham County is Roco Radio. Find us live on your favorite social media app at rocoradio.com and on the Live 365 app on your mobile device by searching for Roco Radio. Local sports coverage on Roco Radio is made possible thanks to you, our supporters and fans, and the fans of local athletes and coaches across our area. It's also made possible thanks to the wonderful small businesses that believe in our coverage, believe in our community, and believe in local athletes. Roco Radio basketball coverage is brought to you by Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales in Reidsville has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwash, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Tonight's game is brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan at 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. And visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Car Wash in Reidsville at 1509 South Scale Street or Two Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations. 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons at Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Roco Radio basketball coverage is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrating our 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin Store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. High school basketball coverage on Roco Radio is brought to you by Two Rivers Plaza. Rockingham County's premier location for exceptional small businesses is Two Rivers Plaza at 307 West Meadow Road in Eden. Visit the wonderful small businesses there today at Two Rivers Plaza, your premier source for small business services. Roco Radio basketball coverage is brought to you by Circle Drive-In in Eden, serving the best hot dogs in Rockingham County for over 50 years. Located at 111 Boone Road, Circle Drive-In is your home for fast and friendly service and an all-American meal. Stop by our old-style drive-in for a delicious cheeseburger, crinkle cut fries, and top your meal off with a milkshake or banana split. Or choose from one of our many menu items, such as buffalo wings, chicken tenders, steak and cheese, the chuck wagon, and so much more at Circle Drive-In since the 1970s. For good food, stop by Circle Drive-In at 111 Boone Road near the roundabout. High school basketball on Roco Radio is made possible thanks to Anglero Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed late last year, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987, providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Anglero's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey when greater comfort and rapid response matter most. Make sure it's Anglero Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Anglero can support you, visit anglerocc.org. Just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey, Anglero Compassionate Care is proud to support our local basketball teams on their journey towards successful seasons. Local basketball coverage is also made possible thanks to our friends at Rockingham Update, the community source for local programming, government meeting coverage, community events, promotion and broadcast, sports, local nonprofit news, and so much more. Providing digital community news on all platforms since 2007, RockinghamUpdate.com aims to serve Rockingham County with the dependable information and coverage it deserves. For local programming, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv, your #1 IPTV station in Rockingham County. We now head courtside with Joe Dexter and Roco Radio basketball coverage on RocoRadio.com. The North Stanley Comets soared into the playoff atmosphere Tuesday night, scorching back from down 13 to defeat Walkertown in overtime. For the 22-win Comets of New London, it was their first playoff win in over 5 seasons. But tonight, the 16th seed enters a whole new stratosphere. The City of Champions, home of the mighty Rams of Reidsville, defending champions, winners of 55 straight and 36 in a row here at home. Hello and welcome to round 2 of the NCHSAA playoffs, the 2A West. Joe Dexter alongside the coach, Eddie Anglero. Coach, how's it feeling? Is there anything better than playoff basketball?
There's nothing better than being in playoff basketball, I'm telling you now. We're glad to be here for round number 2. It's North Stanley at 22-6. Your Reidsville Rams at 26-0 here on the season. Round 2 brings a different type of playoff atmosphere. Round 1, you start with 32 teams. You work into what is now going to be a tighter group. These games are going to be a little bit more competitive.
Oh, yeah. You kind of, the first round, you kind of get rid of those who kind of, some you can have an upset here or there, but second round, you kind of getting down to it. So, yeah, it's a different atmosphere when you're in the second round.
Let's take a look at those North Stanley Comets, 22-6 on the season, 7-3 in the Yadkin Valley 1A, 2A conference, 8-2 on the road this season. They're led by Jack Williamson, who scored over 1,000 points on his career so far as a senior with North Stanley. Had a great game against Walkertown in round 1 with 28 points and 16 boards. He'll pace them, Eddie. Jalen Walker also with a 1,000-point score. Overall, this is a good fundamental team.
Yes. When you look at North Stanley, they bring a lot of good fundamentals. They play really consistent. They don't do anything wrong most of the time. They just beat you with consistency.
Led by head coach George Walker in his 5th year, an overall record of 84-37. In that win, they come back from 13 points down. They pushed the lead back to 13, did Walkertown with 4:30 left to play in the 4th, but the Comets forced turnovers and continued to cut into the lead with the full court press. North rallied to take a 48-47 lead on a Jalen Walker 3-point play with 1:36 on the clock. Trailing 52-50 with under 20 seconds left in regulation. Jack Williamson got an offensive rebound and stick back to tie the game with 10.2 on the clock. In the final 5 seconds of the 4th, it was the Comets defense that got a stop and forced overtime. And from there, with 2 minutes left in the overtime period, Walker hit a 3 from the left corner to give North the lead for good. The Wolfpack had a chance in the final 40 seconds to tie the game, missing 2 shots in the lane before North picked up the rebound and the win as Walker hit 2 free throws to seal it for North Stanley. The Comets, their first playoff win since March of 2019 last week. For the Reidsville Rams, though, Eddie, on the opposite side, kind of setting history last week. I don't know what the records are as far as points given up, but 73-19 against Brevard. Nobody in all the brackets of all playoffs gave up less than 20 besides Reidsville. They're the only team throughout the playoffs in round 1.
Yeah, they just continue to just to break history. It's crazy to see that you're only giving up 19 points in the playoffs, but when you face a team like Reidsville, they're just unmatched.
Look at what they were able to do. It starts with their engine, their point guard. The best point guard in the state, many would say. 3 triple-doubles this season, including last week against Brevard. Get this, Eddie, 17 points, 10 assists, 10 steals in 17 minutes of play.
That is absolutely insane. But when you talk about a point guard like Deontay Neal, he's a coach's dream. He's a general on the floor. He has a consistent 3, and when it comes to defense, he's going to take the ball away from you every single time if you don't protect it.
And that was the name of the game in round number 1 against Brevard in the 73-19 win. 26 team steals and 9 blocks to just 5 turnovers for the Rams. Deontay Neal with 10 of those 26 steals. It's your pregame show on Roco Radio, brought to you by our friends at Pennrose Carwash. Voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Car Wash, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Car Wash, voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row, celebrating 55 years in our community. Our pregame show is also brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan, 67 NC 135 across from Walmart, or visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home, 1635 Freeway Drive right here in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Car Wash in Reidsville at 1509 South Scale Street or 2 Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations, 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, but you had a chance to coach Deontay, correct?
Yes, I had a chance to coach him in middle school. My first year there, I was fortunate enough to be able to coach Deontay, and it was nothing but a blessing.
So what did you see from him back then that continues to blossom now?
Just his floor generalship. When I was coaching him at the middle school level, I would be thinking of a play, and he would already be calling it. It's like when he's on the floor, he's like the quarterback on the team. He's the general on the floor. He's basically the coach on the floor. He knows what play to run, when to run it, what pace to go, how fast to go, who to get it to at the right time. It's just he has an unmatched ability of basketball.
And I think I know the answer already, but when I think of Deontay, you can think of, we call him Mr. Pick to Your Pocket, Mr. Electricity. He's a flash on the floor. But the first word that comes to my mind is humble. You never see the guy taken out of his game simply because he's humble enough to stay within himself and use that as his advantage.
Oh, yeah. One of the most humble kids you'll ever meet. I mean, he actually has his own brand, humble over hype, and he's the true definition over that. He's more humble than he is hype. He doesn't get rattled. You can talk, you can fuss, but he's not going to get rattled. He's so humble.
Coach, we talk about the Reidsville Rams. You faced them twice this year. As a matchup, we know the skills on the floor, but what kind of separates them from other teams beyond the skill?
What separates them is just their aggression defensively. They can just overpower you defensively and take you out of everything that you plan to do as when you're coming into the game. That's just first off. When they step on the floor, they're putting 5 Division I athletes on the court. And most high school teams do not have that. So when you're going up against that, you're kind of already at a disadvantage before the games even start.
And Coach, you were able also to coach under the coaching staff at Reidsville. What have those guys meant to you on that coaching staff?
Oh, man, they mean so much to me. They gave me my start even at the middle school level, and then for Coach Jason Ross to give me the opportunity to be an assistant on his staff, it just meant the world, and it started me on the path that I am now.
Well, Coach, we got to give you your flowers, too. What about this year, man, Coach? How was it coaching this year? I know we got to talk to you at the end of the season on senior night, but after the conference tournament unfolds and you get your playoff opportunity as well, just talk about your guys and your year and your experience.
I mean, it was an amazing season for us. We didn't finish the way we wanted to, but getting to the 3A mid-state playoffs for the first time since 2008 was a truly blessing. We had a good start to the season. Then towards the Christmas time, we had a few sicknesses and, things that everybody goes through, and we kind of got off our game a little bit. Then we picked it right back up coming into the new year, and I couldn't be truly more proud of the guys and the staff that we had there, just the way they played and fought through every game.
How much about basketball, and we're going to see this tonight, is just fighting through the moments that don't go your way?
Oh yeah, when I'm in the locker room, I tell my team we're going to have ups and we're going to have downs. The team that stays together through both is normally the team that not all the time wins, but it builds great team chemistry, because when you're up 8 and the other team calls a timeout, you see a team celebrating. But when you're down 8 and you have to call a timeout, you kind of want to stay, not saying celebrate, but you kind of not want to get down. So that's what I preach to our guys, that no matter what, we stick together and we just fight. We're not going to lay down for anybody.
So we've talked about one Ram so far. Let's talk about the other big name, Agent Zero, Kendra Harrison. The difference, I think, that people might – the whole world knows who Kendra is.
Yes.
So maybe I'm overreaching here, but what I don't think gets stated enough on the floor is his athleticism. He can take you out on the corner. He can take you to the top. He can hit a good jump shot. He can spread the floor as a center, and he also, by the way, can be dangerous inside.
When you're talking about Kendra, you're talking about a 6'7", 240-pound athlete that can move the way he moves. You can see it on film and video, but if you don't experience it in person, he can just take the rebound and just glide down the court in about 2 or 3 dribbles, and if he's given the lane, he's going to dunk it every single time, and it's going to be a ferocious dunk. His athleticism is unmatched for his size. Most people his size do not do what he can do.
You look at just the stats from last week, and they don't spit out till 12 points and 10 rebounds. They don't stand out to you. But if you were here and you saw the game, the way he impacted it, the way that he rattled the rim several times in that victory, the stats can't always tell the story on just how athletic and how imposing a player can be on the floor.
No, if you look at the stats, 12 points, 10 rebounds, you're like, really? But if you came and watched the game and you see how many kids pump fake when they get to the hole because they know that Agent Zero is going to swat it out of there, those things don't show up on the stat sheet. His presence alone deters so many big men and so many guys going to the hole from even thinking about going, because you know the moment that you lay the ball up, he's going to be there and he's going to block it.
How much of that, too, is just a fear before the opposing team enters the gym?
I mean, it really is. He's just intimidating. I mean, most high school kids are not him. I mean, you don't see that type of talent all the time, and most schools are not going to be able to face that type of talent. So I do believe that most kids come in intimidated just based on who he is. The presence that he brings and the skill set that he has is very intimidating.
It's the number 16 North Stanley Comets at 22-6, 7-3 inside the Yadkin Valley, taking on the Reidsville Rams, 26-0 and 13-0 in the Mid-State, to a conference 37-game home winning streak for the Rams, a 55 overall game winning streak, 81-1 over the last 3 years. The Rams led by head coach Jason Ross. Head coach Jason Ross in his sixth season, 130-17 overall record. North Stanley will be in their road blue uniform, sky blue with red numbering and lettering as well as white trim. The Rams will be in their home whites with blue trim and blue numbering and lettering. Just about 10 minutes away from tip-off. Let's talk about the two unsung players in the starting five for the Reidsville Rams. For me, it starts with Cameron Jones. What have you seen as an opposing coach and somebody that's had to face him, just as how tough he is to match up against on the boards?
To me, he's a quiet assassin. He's not going to say much, basically doesn't say anything at all, but he's going to work hard every single play. He has to guard one of the – he's probably going to guard the best player on your team. He's going to get you 10 boards, and he's going to make every layup and every opportunity that he gets. He's one of the most unselfish kids that you can have, because at his last school, he was a number one player, but he's coming here to fit a role. And without him, I don't feel like they would be where they would be because of the things that he brings. He brings championship medal to a championship team. If you look on any championship team, you have to have a guy like Cameron Jones.
Well, I'm sure you've experienced too on your team. You just need that glue guy, that guy
Yes.
that makes everybody better
Yes.
by just being inside and by doing what he does best as a leader on the floor.
Yeah, he leads by example. He doesn't lead vocally, but he leads by example, meaning that he's going to go out and he's just going to get it done. He's not going to complain. He's not going to do anything but just get it done. Whatever you need, you can ask Cameron Jones. He's going to get it done.
The Morgan State football commit, a big part of this team. The glue guy, Coach Ross calls him, and also Christian Scales at the wing. When you have a 6'6", 6'7" wing guy, that makes a big difference offensively and defensively for your team.
Yeah, because offensively he can see over the defense and he can stretch you out with his three-pointer. And on defense, playing down low in the paint at 6'6" alongside Kendre, you got two big trees down there, and there's nothing you can do.
There's really not, and you look at the block numbers, it tells the story as well. Just over 3 blocks per game for Harrison and just over 2 for Christian Scales. Well, it's the 2A West playoffs. Let's take a closer look at some of the matchups taking place across the night. The winner of this one will face 8 seed Monroe versus 9th seed Hendersonville. Monroe is 15-3 on the season, 20-7 for Hendersonville. Number 5 seed Maiden at 22-5 takes on number 12 seed Lincolnton at 23-5. One of the matchups of the night across all divisions. That game taking place at Maiden. 21-7 Pine Lake Prep. The 13th seed takes on Salisbury, the number 4 seed, 24-3 overall in the 2A West. North Surrey, the number 3 seed, the top seed remaining in that bottom tier of the bracket at 23-4. They'll take on the community school Davidson, who is 16-11. Lincoln Charter, the number 6 seed at 18-9, will take on 11 seed Mount Pleasant from the same conference as these North Stanley Comets. Defeated the Comets twice this season. They're 18-8. Overall. Number 7, Shelby at 19-7 will take on number 10, Owen, who's 19-6. Number 15, Bandy's at 19-7 takes on number 31, Forest Hills, who's 13-14. on the season. Anything can happen in playoff basketball. We saw that in the first round, defeating number 2 Randleman 70-62.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, wow, anything is possible. That's what you do. That's what you live for. A 31 beating a number 2.
That's a look on the west side. On the east side, Farmville Central, the number 1 seed on the east side, 21-4, takes on Fairmont, who is 16-7, the 16 seed. Number 8 Eastern Wayne at 21-4 takes on Seaforth, who's the 24 seed and 15-12 on the season. They got a big upset win over Franklin, the number 9 seed, in the first round. Number 5 Northeastern, number 12 Kinston match up as well. Number 20 Green Central at 12-11 takes on number 4 West Bladen at 24-1 on the season. Number 3 Northwood at 26-2 takes on number 14 Southwest Edgecombe at 19-5. South Granville 22-6 takes on Roanoke Rapids, who's 14-8. 16-6 Martin County takes on Whiteville, who's 17-7. And Southeast Alamance, who took on Reidsville here in non-conference action at 22-6, takes on Southwest Onslow, the number 2 seed, who's 22-3. We'll keep up with scores as much as we can throughout the broadcast as well as we get you ready for tip-off, just 4 minutes away from the opening tip in round 2. It's number 16 North Stanley, the Comets, versus number 1 Reidsville, here at Reidsville High School on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. So if you were to look at some keys to the game for Reidsville, I feel like anytime we talk keys to the game for them, it's just play your game.
Yeah, they just have to do what they do best. Run the floor, play great defense, and make shots. I mean, it sounds simple, but that's just what they do. Just play their normal game, get after North Stanley, and they should definitely win the game.
One player we didn't talk about is Jay Nahn.
Woo. J9 is a special kind of guy. I mean, the way he plays, the fun that he has, that's what I most love about him. It's just that he's always like smiling, laughing, and having fun. It's just so fun to watch him play because he's just a big kid just having a good time playing basketball.
That's what basketball's supposed to be about, isn't it?
Yes. He exuberates what basketball is supposed to be, just having fun.
You know, he averages 21 points per game, but I feel like he'd be the same way if he averaged 6 points per game.
Oh, yeah. I could kind of agree to that. I think he loves to score.
He's got the competitive nature, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but I know what you mean, what you're saying. He just loves to play, and he loves the guys and loves being part of this team. But he's definitely just one of the most fun guys to watch playing basketball. Everything he does is just exciting.
So as we move forward, we don't like to look ahead too much, but as Reidsville makes their run to defend their state title, one of the things that stands out to me when you look team-wise is the rebounding game of Reidsville. How tough is it to match up with them on the glass, a team that averages over 44 rebounds per game?
It's just hard because you know that most of the time if you take a shot and you don't make it, that's it. They're limiting you to one shot, no second chance points, and offensively they're going to get a lot of offensive rebounds, and that's a really big killer in the game. If you can't get second chance points and then a team is only limits you to one shot, it's going to affect you because that one shot, they get the rebound, they're kicking it out for a transition bucket. So you're losing 2 and they're gaining 2 every single time.
Let's go, Jetty Anglero, Joe Dexter, Roco Radio, as we bring you round 2 here from Reidsville High School, the 2024-2025 NCHSAA 2A West Playoffs. Glad to have you along, just 2 minutes away from tip-off. One thing that stands out to me, if there is a deficit in Reidsville's game, it's adjusting to the half-court offense.
Yes.
For me, I think they've really improved that, though, throughout the season.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I think they've improved tremendously in the half-court offense.
You look at, I think it's just when you've got the talent and the skill level that they do athletically, I don't think we want them to stay in half-court offense anyways, right?
No. You want them to get out and transition and run, dunk, shoot the 3. I mean, they can do it because they have the floor general and Deontay, and they have the shooting and also the inside presence. But when you come to see a Reidsville basketball game, you don't want to see half-court offense. You want to see transition basketball.
The horn sounds here at Reidsville High School, packed house, as we get ready for round number 2. Here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. Want to remind you can listen in on the Live 365 app. Download it on your mobile device and listen in. A good way to listen in. You can also browse on your phone while listening to the game by downloading the Live 365 app. Search for RoCo Radio. Click play, and we got you covered here for round 2 and the remainder of the playoffs. We also got you covered with Stuart Kramer and Rockingham County Ladies Hoops.
Let's go Cougars.
Getting underway here in just a bit. Jay Ramey, Jonathan Hatley on the call. For that, you can find that on Facebook.com/Radio Rockingham. As we bring you down to the floor for the Star Spangled Banner. And tonight's starting lineups here from Reidsville High School. It's the Rams and the Comets on RoCo Radio.
Good evening. Welcome to the second round of the North High School State 2A Championship Run. At this time, we're going to ask everyone to stand up, gentlemen, remove your hats, and sing about our national anthem.
We now bring you courtside for tonight's starting lineups. We start with North Stanley. And now for your Reidsville Rams. Your starting lineups: Ben Williamson starts for North Stanley at guard alongside Jack Williamson. Hayden Moore gets to start at forward, as does Gavin Helms. Jalen Walker, the senior for North Stanley, also gets to start at guard. For your Rams, Deontay Neal, J9, Janiah Sharp, Christian Scales at the wing, Cam Jones, and Ken Dre Harrison, the Big O, inside the center circle on the right side. North Stanley on the left side. We put 8 minutes on the clock. It's time to punch in. It's playoff basketball on Roco Radio. Joe Dexter, the coach, Eddie Anglero, bringing the call here this beautiful Friday night. We'll see if Reidsville goes to that patented tip to Deontay Neal here on the left side.
Oh, yeah. You can almost guarantee that's coming.
So here come the Rams. In the center circle is Harrison. He slaps hands with J9 on the right side, wipes the shoes, and gets ready for the tip-off against number 1, Jack Williamson. At least a 3, 4, 5-inch advantage for Harrison on the tip. Ball's in the air. It hits the ground. The pass is into the hands of Moore of North Stanley, so they'll have the first possession left to right here in the first quarter. Far side, it's Walker. Gets it to Williamson. Williamson inside. Back to the basket, top of the key for Helms. Hands it back off to Walker on the elbow. Tipped up in the air defensively by the Rams. Back in the hand of Helms. Long three is off the iron. Rebound in the hands of Deontay Neal here in the corner. Right to left for the Rams. First possession offensively. Left-hand dribble for Deontay. Stop, pop for three. Off the front iron. Tipped back by Harrison on the wing. Save J9. Just off the logo. Far three. What a splash.
You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that if you're North Stanley.
J9 from a different area code. Gets a steal at midcourt. Near side to the rim with one hand. The finger roll for J9. 5 points on the board. All 5 from number 3, J9. 7 minutes to play here in the first. Far side for Walker, loses handle of the basketball, goes out of bounds off the hands of Moore. Reidsville basketball on the far side. Here we go, 5-0. Rams ball, J9 to inbound at midcourt. Bounce pass goes into Deontay Neal, right hand to left hand. Now back to the right hand, looks to head coach Jason Ross for the play call. Works to the far side wing. Pass right in to Cam Jones with 2 hands. 7-0. Far side, here's the drive from Walker on the wing. Hands it off, top of the key, Helms. Now near side to the hands of Jack Williamson, the best player for North Stanley. Over 1,000 points in his career. In the corner for Helms. Now back here near side, far three for Williamson. Off the heel, long rebound on the perimeter for Jones. Hands it to Neal past the timeline. Near side corner three, Christian Scales rolls off the rim into the hands of Walker. Walker up the floor, left to right for North Stanley. Spins in the lane. Kick it out here near side to Moore. Moore back to the top of the key. Here's the three from Helms. Nothing but net for Helms. 7-3. Helms was the key defensively, said head coach George Walker against Walkertown, a wing stopper for the Comets. He gets the first 3 points. Back to the basket for Harrison, covered by 2. Bounce pass back out to Neal at the top of the key. Near side wing 3, J9 off the side of the rim. And that's going to be a foul, a battle inside for Helms and Harrison. Number 3 ain't afraid of number 0 on the battle in there.
Nah, he's just a little aggressive early, trying to get in Kendre's head real early. That's all. He'll get it.
Inbound on the baseline. Alley-oop, one hand for Harrison on the dish from the inbound from Neal. 9-3. Opposite way, ball rolls loose. Williamson picks it up on the baseline behind the basket. One-hander does not fall. Rebound J9. Two-handed pass far side for Neal. Left-handed dribble between the legs. Now stops. Passes it, no look. Near side wing drive. J9 dishes it up. And a two-handed slam for the big man, Kendre Harrison. He's got 4, 11-3. Near side handoff. Walker gets it to Helms. Now Jack Williamson stops and shoots for 3. It's off the side of the rim, forced into the jumper. Deontay Neal, far side wing, crossover move to J9. Outside the elbow, kick it to the near side wing for 3. The attempt for Scales is off the side of the rim on the right side. Rebound to Helms. Up the floor for the Comets. Williamson hands it off. Bounce pass inside from Williamson. Turnaround jumper for Walker does not fall. And Harrison grabs a rebound to the right side of the basket. Slow it down for the Rams. Right to left. Deontay Neal walks past the timeline with 4:43 to play. Here in the first, 11-3. Scales in the corner. Back to the top of the key. Thought about shooting it. Now a no look in the corner. Back to Scales for 3. Off the side iron. Rebound goes to the hands of Ben Williamson. Williamson in the paint, met by Cam Jones, hesitates and gets the bucket. Timeout from Coach Walker. 11-5 in the first, 4:24 to play.
That was a good timeout by North Stanley's head coach. That was a great timeout.
Get the momentum and call timeout and reset things?
Yeah, they kind of got in a little flow there in the first couple of minutes. They weathered a little bit of the storm due to a couple of missed shots from Reidsville, so it was time to give you guys a break and kind of regroup.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years, celebrating our 55th anniversary, established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz. This popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwash, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Deontay Neal takes the basketball up the floor out of the timeout. 11-5 lead for the Rams. Far side corner for J9. Inside, right behind the basket. Kendra, power dribble. Doesn't get it to fall. Rebound goes to the Comets. Jack Williamson with 2 hands. Passes it in the corner. On the wing from Williamson to the corner. The jumper won't fall. Make that Ben Williamson. Rebound attempt inside for Cam Jones, which will all foul. 6-point lead for the Rams. Glad to have you along in the comments. We're an interactive broadcast. Glad to see you, Big Will. Welcome in, Melita. Cougars down 5-0 to start their matchup with Stuart Kramer. Neal takes it with one hand, passes it to Scales. Now in the corner for Jones. Left side of the court. In the corner, pump fake for Neal. Sets, takes the 3 off the front of the run. Rebound goes far side in the hands of Moore. Now from the elbow into the corner. North Stanley will drive. Looks. Williamson with one hand. Back out to Moore. Moore, top of the key. Helms, pump fakes. Covered by Harrison. Pass it in the corner, far side. The 3 from Walker draws a foul on J9. So he'll head to the line for 3.
You can tell that North Stanley is very fundamental in their passing, because even though they're getting a lot of pressure, they're still able to pass the ball and get an open shot.
It's what keeps them in games, isn't it? And that fundamental to draw that type of foul too. They're gonna work on that throughout the game.
Oh yeah, you can tell that they work on passing up a good shot for a great shot. That's very key to a game like this. You got to make every bucket count.
Walker makes the first and the second.
Look like number 0 is checking in for North Stanley.
We have a third. So Ben Williamson checks back in. He'll come in for Hayden Moore. J9 handles the basketball with the left hand for Reidsville, right to left. Far side to Neal off the Rams logo on the wing. To Scales at the top of the key. Now J9 covered by 2. Wings it around the perimeter. In the corner for Deontay. Pass it back to the wing for Scales. In and out on the 3. Rebound to Helms. On the right side, now left side, push it Jack Williamson. Wing pass, far side. Walker does not fall. Off the hands of Jones, rebound to Deontay Neal. Right up the floor here on the near sideline. Juke move on the basketball floor. We call that a crossover, and he gets to the basket. He hurts me sometimes just watching him.
Oh, yeah, just the way he can just slide through to anybody is crazy.
Neal to the line. Nice crossover move here on the near side elbow. Gets him into the lane and to the free throw line. First free throw is good. J9 with 5. 2 for Jones, 4 for Harrison.
Look out for the press coming for Reidsville right here after this made free throw by Deontay.
Free throw is good for Neal. Shoots 88% from the line. Here comes that full court pressure. Jones covers Helms on the inbound. Half court, Williamson's met by Neal. Jack Williamson, no look pass to Walker. Doesn't get it to fall. Put back though for Jack Williamson. His first points of the night. 13-10. Near side corner. Look on the far side for Scales. Harrison shoots a 3 from the wing off the front of the rim. Rebound Scales in the corner on the far side. Back into Jones. The hometown roll and to the line.
Mama, there goes that man.
There he is.
Shout out to David for that. I had to do it.
There he is, back to the free throw line. He's got 4. Free throw is good. Shout out to our guy, David Woods. Oop. So 5 points for Jones, 16-10 lead for the Rams.
Number 10 just subbed in for North Stanley.
So Moore back in. Drive past the Jack Williamson in the lane. Fadeaway jumper is good. Don't want him to get hot. Their best player, 28 points last time against Walkertown. He's got back-to-back for them, 16-12. 4-point lead for the Rams. Entry pass into Kentre. Left side block. Wing it back out. Far side wing. The 3 for J9 doesn't fall. Saved in the corner by Jones. Gets it right to Neal here on the near side wing. Into the paint. Bumps, gets the foul, and to the line.
And 1.
That's just IQ basketball, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's just pure IQ.
He saw the defender, drove towards the pressure, gets to the line after making the layup.
North Stanley needs to capitalize on a couple of these missed shots by Reidsville right now.
5 points for Neal, makes the free throw. 7-point lead, 19-12. 2 minutes to play here in the first. Full court pressure from the Rams. Jones and Scales cover Moore. The Williamson shot is blocked a bit by Harrison. Rebound inside to the floor as Jones hands it off to J9, who crosses the timeline on the right side of the floor. Top of the key now for Neal. 2 hands with the basketball. Takes the shot off the front iron. Rolls on the 3 off the backboard. Rebound to Helms. Helms gets to the far side. In the hands of Walker. Walker hands it off to Moore. Top of the key now. Here's the handoff on the pass from Helms. The drive to the basket from Williamson, switches hands. The underhand layup for Williamson. He's got 6 straight for North Stanley, 19-14. Good dish as well from Daughtry, who's checked into the game. Here's side wing for Neal. Goes far side Scales in the corner for J9. 2 hands on the basketball, pass it to Scales, who's called for a travel on the far side wing. 1:11 to play here in the first. 19-14 lead for Reidsville. Gavin Helms will inbound. It's in to the senior Jalen Walker. Far side now for Helms, past the timeline, left to right. Picked up by Harrison on the wing. Hand off to Jack Williamson, who goes right straight, nice through the lane, and heads to the line. You talk about ball IQ. Williamson has done a great job inside that lane.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that he's their best player. You can just see it on the court.
A timeout from head coach Jason Ross as Coach Walker erupts for North Stanley and high-fives Jack Williamson, who heads into the timeout for North Stanley here on the left side. 19-16, 59.5 seconds on the clock here in the first. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Circle Drive-In in Eden, serving the best hot dogs in Rockingham County for over 50 years at 111 Boone Road. Circle Drive-In is your home for fast and friendly service and an all-American meal. Stop by our old-style drive-in for a delicious cheeseburger, crinkled cut fries, and top your meal off with a milkshake or banana split, or choose from our many menu items such as buffalo wings, chicken tenders, steak and cheese, and so much more at Circle Drive-In since the 1970s. For good food, stop by Circle Drive-In, 111 Boone Road, near the roundabout. And a shout out to all of our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you playoff basketball, cover the fees that it costs to bring you these games. So thank you to our sponsors tonight: Pennrose, Carwash, Kooler Ice, Circle Drive-In, and Cora Compassionate Care, and Rockingham Update. 3-point ball game as Williamson got the shot in the lane, now heads to the free throw line. Looks to close it to 2. Free throw is good. 9 points for Williamson. You know good players, too, by how good they are in the classroom. Williamson, a 4.6 GPA.
Wow, that is amazing.
It took me college plus high school to get 4.6. 17-19, Reidsville leads it. In the corner, now Deontay looks to Harrison. 2 hands on the basketball, back out to the perimeter, back into Harrison. Power dribble, turn and face with 1 hand. The big man, Agent Zero, he's got 6.
Right now, Reidsville needs to continue to go back to Kendra right now.
21-17. Williamson handles the basketball, hands it to Helms. Helms with 2 hands, passes it near side to Walker. Walker spins in the lane off the free throw line, passes it back out. The wing 3 covered by Scales is good and drained by Cam Brown. 21-20. 13 seconds to play here in the first. In the corner, Deontay drives the baseline with 2 hands and answers back. He's got 7. 4 seconds on the clock. 23-20 lead for the Rams. Walker with the leader, falls at the horn inside the paint. So after a 1-point ball game. Reidsville 23, North Stanley 22. Here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. It looks like one of those games where Reidsville's going to have to strap down because North Stanley isn't missing anything.
Yeah, Reidsville just going to have to make some shots. Right now, they're not hitting the 3, and they just need to go inside and trust the big man down low and get the layups. North Stanley weathered the first storm with that timeout early, and now they're just making shots. They have to continue to play with that style of pace.
After 1, Neal was 7-5 for J9, 5 for Cam Jones, and 6 for Kentre Harrison. Leading the way for North Stanley is Jack Williamson with 9, 5 for Jalen Walker, and 3 for Cam Brown. After 1, Lady Cougars down 13-2 against Stuart Kramer. Big Will, it looks like North Stanley did bring a good crowd. So to start the second, it will be Walker, Helms, Jack Williamson, Cam Brown, as well as Tyler Daughtry. And for the Rams, it's Deontay Neal, J9, Christian Scales, Cam Jones, and Kendra Harrison. Rams with the basketball, near side wing. 2-handed pass looking inside as Neal instead goes to the corner. Scales now goes inside to Harrison. 3 covers him. He power dribbles with 1 hand into the lane. He'll head to the line for 2. Doesn't make the bucket. You're right. Just work that. Run your offense through Kendra.
Yeah, when your jump shot is not falling, you got to go down low and get a couple layups, get a couple free throws to get going. Reidsville's jump shot will fall eventually, but right now they have to just keep it simple and get the 2 points.
First one doesn't fall for Harrison. Two-handed dribble, spin of the basketball for Harrison from the charity stripe. Second one doesn't fall, off the rim. Rebound goes to Brown. Did he go out of bounds? Looks like they got a timeout first.
No, I think they called it out of bounds.
They called it out of bounds on North Stanley, so Reidsville will inbound. Scales inbounds in front of the North Stanley bench. Into the corner for J9. Baseline drive with 2 hands. Powers through and gets the bucket. He's got 7. 25-22 lead for Reidsville. 7:30 to play here in the second. Helms handles the basketball, covered by Harrison. Gets past the timeline, left to right to Walker, who dishes it off to Brown. Brown now back in the hands of Helms. Tight defense from Harrison on the perimeter. Hand it off, Walker, make it Williamson. Williamson covered by Neal. Looks to go in the lane, stops at the free throw line. That's a travel. Rams basketball after the turnover. 3-point lead for Reidsville. Number 16 North Stanley, number 1 Reidsville. With 7:04 to play here in the first half. Top of the key three for Neal.
Uh-oh, partner. I feel it coming on.
Deontay Neal, 70% darn near from three this season. And that's a big one there as it goes out of bounds. Another turnover. They cannot do that if they want to stay in the game. They got
Absolutely not. You cannot have an unforced turnover like that after a made three by Reidsville. You can't do it.
You feeling the top about to come off here?
Oh, yeah. I'm starting to feel a little bit of electricity coming through.
Inbound on the far side from J9 to Deontay Neal. He walks past the timeline right to left. Covered up top by Moore. Going in the corner for J9, who drives elbow side. Kicks it to the corner. Now back from Scales to Neal. In and out on the three. Scales gets the rebound. Power dribble with 2 hands.
And one. Christian Scales.
Head to the line, big fella. You earned it.
Sometimes when your jump shot isn't falling, just go get a layup.
That was a big one there from Scales. He dished it off on the baseline in the corner to Neal. Doesn't make the free throw. Resets himself. Gets the offensive rebound, the bucket, and the free throw. Scales has 3. 31-22. Walker hands it off to Daughtry. Daughtry near side of the wing. Pass in the air in the hands of Helms. Foul defensively. On Deontay Neal. So North Stanley will inbound on the baseline behind the hoop to the right side. Williamson gets it into the top of the key for Moore. Moore hands it off to the 1,000-point scorer, Jalen Walker. Far side, pump fake for Moore. Scales stays with him, though. Pass it to Helms at the middle of the floor. Harrison there with the defense. Nowhere to penetrate inside. Williamson takes a long three, top of the key, off the tongue, rebound to Harrison. Harrison near sideline, push it up the floor. Near side wing for Neal. Neal hesitates. What a move. Passes it with one hand to the far side to J9 from the Rams logo on the wing. Back to Scales in the corner. Whip it around the perimeter. Now inside, stolen by Williamson on the entry pass attempt to Harrison. Jack Williamson in the far side corner now to Ben Williamson. The three does not fall. Scales grabs a rebound. We'll have a battle inside and a foul called on the rebound attempt. Here comes Lawler checking in for North Stanley. They'll give Jack Williamson it'll be Ben Williamson a breather. So Neal takes it up the floor, bounce pass far side to J9. In the corner for Harrison, covered by 2. Far side corner 3 off the baseline screen, nothing but net.
By Deontay Neal.
Another big 3. Coming into this game, Deontay Neal shooting 69% from beyond the arc.
That is unreal.
63 of 91. He's got 2 big ones here in the first half to separate the Rams. They lead at 34-22. That one's batted out of bounds. And Harrison's going to get a tech on it.
I don't really agree with that call. It's playoff basketball. We got to let him go. You've been letting a little physical play go, so you got to be able to do it both ways.
Honestly, didn't see what was teched.
The referee said he was chirping, but I mean, This is playoff basketball, and North Stanley's being a little physical too, so you got to let it go.
All right, coaches. Walker heads to the line. Tell the Reidsville faithful don't like it. It's the first. Coach, Big Will wants to know if you can still dunk.
Not anymore. Give me about 6 months and I might can do it.
Walker gets both. He's got 7. It makes it a 10-point ball game, 34-24. Helms to inbound at midcourt on the far side. Gets it in to Jalen Walker. From the left hand to the right hand, covered by J9, top of the key on the screen. To Moore, floater in the lane, off the back iron. One-handed rebound for Harrison. Push it up the floor, the outlet to Deontay. No look to Scales for 2 on the left side. 5 points for Scales, 36-24.
That was a great dish by Deontay Neal.
Lauder, top of the key now for Helms, covered by two, Scales and Jones. Bounce past Walker in the corner for Moore. Back to Walker on the wing on the far side. Now in the paint, back to the basket. Passes it back out to Moore. In the hands of Helms, covered by Cam Jones. Top of the key now. In the hands of Lauder. Back to the top of the key for Walker. Switches hands, drives on the far side, swatted out of bounds, almost saved on the baseline somehow by Kendre. Into the hands of Deontay Neal with the lay-in. What a series of events. Harrison got the block, saved it on the baseline on the left side, and Neal with the lay-in, 38-24. Williamson looks to match, and he'll draw a travel. There's the top of the roof blowing off here at Reidsville High School. This crowd is going absolutely nuts.
I told you earlier, I can feel it starting to get electric. North Stanley has to get it together or this can get ugly really fast.
38-24, 4 minutes, 9 seconds to play here in the first half. Deontay Neal with 15. 7 for J9, 5 for Christian Scales, 5 for Cam Jones, and 6 for Kendre Harrison. I think there's been two big things defensively the Rams have been able to adjust. Being able to stop the entry pass from Helms, getting it to Williamson, and shutting down Williamson.
Yes. That entry pass is definitely key to North Stanley's offense. When you look at the game, that's what they're trying to get into. But Reidsville has found a way defensively to stop it. And then just Williamson, he's just trying to do a little bit too much. I think if he keep it simple, he wouldn't get the walk call.
9 points for Jack Williamson, 38-24. After one, it was a 1-point game here at Reidsville High School. But the Rams starting to separate just a bit. Deontay Neal dribbles the basketball past midcourt, right to left for your Rams. Harrison passes it back out to the perimeter. Now off the screen in the corner for Neal.
Another one.
That's nothing but the bottom of the cup. 41-24. Williamson in the lane, blocked by Harrison with the left hand. Jones picks it up to Neal. Looks for the pass here near side. It's tipped up, but picked up by J9 on the wing. Drives the baseline, switches hand or passes it out on the wing. It's tipped up, stolen by Williamson, but Neal corrals it in all the way on the far side corner and resets the Rams offense with a 41-24 lead. 3:25 to play here in the second. Right to left for the Rams. J9 passes to Scales, top of the key. Now near side for Neal. Neal with one hand to the far side wing. Scales is going to travel before shooting the basketball. So here comes North Stanley with 3:15 to play. Helms to inbound on the far side. That's in the hands of Jalen Walker, the senior. He's going to be trapped by two. There's Sharp back there as well as Deontay. Williamson gets it. Now past midcourt. Far side in the corner. The three from Moore is off the side of the rim. Right up the floor from Scales to J9 with the Euro versus hands. It doesn't fall though. Rebound to Daughtry. Williamson, far side. Now on the wing, the pump fake. Walker gets in the lane with a beautiful layup. He's got 9. 41-26. Past the timeline, the Rams work it. Back to the basket for Harrison on the low block on the far side. We'll have a foul on Lauder. So reset things with 2:39 to play here in the second. Inbound from Deontay on the right side of the hoop. Just alongside the basket. Goes in the corner, far side for Jones. Back to J9. Looks for the alley. Can't get it for Harrison, but he brings it in. Readjusts and gets the basket with one hand. 8 points for Harrison. Up the floor the other way, and a quick score for Lauder. J9 takes it on the far side wing. Step back three. It's rim off the backboard. Rebound goes to the hands of Helms. Helms goes to the far side for Walker. Walker, top of the key, now back out to Helms for three. Got it. Second three of the night for Helms. Timeout on the floor, 43-31. Reidsville, 2:06 to play in the second quarter.
I think the North Stanley coach just got a tip.
Oh. Coach Walker draws the tech. So Neal will head to the free throw line. Do you know what he was frustrated about?
He felt like he didn't get a couple calls that didn't go his way. As the away team, you gotta kind of just keep your composure as the away team coach, and just kind of understand that you just got to coach your guys and let the referees do their job. It's a hard thing to do, but it's just what you have to do.
Neal gets both. He's got 17, extends the lead to 45-31. He handles the basketball now on the inbound from Scales. Pass midcourt, he'll stand at the RR logo. Look inside, free throw line. Jones goes to the interior for Harrison. It's batted away and picked up by Walker. Walker up the floor on the far side wing, between the legs, into the lane. Reverse layup.
That was a nice move.
It hung up there for a while and finds the bucket. 45-33. Jones answers on the other side with one hand, and the power dribble in the lane. 7 points for Jones, 47-33. Helms near side to Moore. Moore covered by Scales on the wing. Works his way up to the top of the key, hands it off to Louder. Now far side Helms, back to Moore. Far three goes for Williamson on the far side. He's got 12. 47-36. North Stanley ain't going away. 1:05 to play here in the second. J9, top of the key. Passes to Neal, off the Rams logo on the wing on the far side. Now to Harrison, right back to Neal. In the corner, J9 waits for the basketball. Instead, go here to the near side. Scales wing drive. Stops, back to the basket, back out on the perimeter. Wide open look for J9, far side. Just doesn't roll home. The second chance does, though, for Kendra Harrison. A power rebound and a one-hand putback.
Big number zeros is looking to be a little too much for North Stanley down in the paint.
He'll head to the line after the make.
Number 4, Brian Gwynn, looks to check in.
Harrison doesn't get the free throw. Rebound to Jack Williamson. Up the floor on the far side to Jalen Walker. Near side wing for Helms. Helms back to Williamson. Behind the back for Williamson. Drives right side, spins, stops, fades at the line. In and out on the shot. Rebound, Kendra Harrison. Gets it to his point guard, Deontay Neal. Past the timeline with 19 seconds to play here in the first half. Rams lead at 49-36. Neal with 17. He waits for that defense. He's going to wait for the last shot. 8 seconds on the clock now. Top of the key, now near side wing three for Scales. Just a bit of a hand on it. Rebound baseline and to the bucket with one hand. It doesn't fall for Harrison. So at the half, a 49-36 lead for Reidsville. Here in round 2 of the NCHSAA 2A West playoffs. Glad to have you along on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan at 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. And visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Carwash in Reidsville at 1509 South Scales or Two Rivers Plaza at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations, 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons at Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Tonight's game brought to you by Ancora Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed in late 2023, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987. Providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Ancora's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey, when greater comfort and rapid response matter most. Make sure it's Ancora Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Ancora can support you, visit AncoraCC.org. just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey. And Cora Compassionate Care is proud to support our local basketball teams on their journey towards successful postseasons. At the half, 49-36 scoring summary. Deontay Neal was 17, 10 for J9, 5 for Christian Scales, 7 for Cam Jones, and 10 for Agent Zero, Kentre Harrison. On the opposite side, it's been all Jalen Walker and Jack Williamson. Williamson with 12, 11 for Walker. Gavin Helms adds 2 threes as well. He's got 6, 2 for Ben Williamson, 2 for Maddox Louder, and 3 for Cam Brown. So here comes the quintessential cliche question for a coach. What would you say to Reidsville at the half if you were coaching?
We have to continue to trust ourselves, and when we're shooting the ball, shoot it with confidence. Maybe I would tell them to limit the number of threes that they're shooting at this moment because they're not making, but continue to drive to the basket, and get the layup. Shoot it if you're open, but let's look to get it to the paint and get out of here with the win.
At the half, 49-36. We'll be back in just a bit with more action in the third quarter. Joe Dexter, Eddie Anglero, Roco Radio, and RocoRadio.com, the second round of the 2A West playoffs. We'll have the third quarter coming up here in just a bit. ready to start the third quarter, 49-36 Reidsville. Glad to have you along here on Roco Radio, RocoRadio.com. After one, it was a 23-22 lead for Reidsville. They extend that lead in the second, 49-36. Deontay Neal with 17, J9 with 10, 10 for Kendra Harrison, 7 for Cam Jones, and 5 for Christian Scales. Leading the way for North Stanley is Jalen Walker and Jack Williamson. 12 points for Williamson and 11 for Jalen Walker. Both seniors, both 1,000-point scorers in their career for North Stanley. The winner of this one will take on the winner of number 8 Monroe and number 9 Hendersonville. That game was supposed to get underway at 6 o'clock. No score update, though, yet on Max Preps. Joe Dexter, Eddie Anglero bring you the third quarter as Helms inbounds for North Stanley. It's it in to Jalen Walker. Walker right to left for the Comets. Moore wings it around the perimeter. Start at the top of the key for Helms, who hands it off. In the hands of Ben Williamson, the sophomore, covered by Cam Jones. Far side for Helms. Pump fake covered by Harrison. Now near side wing for Ben Williamson, who looks to drive. It's going to be a push foul called on Cam Jones. So reset it. Jack Williamson inbounds on the baseline, left side of the hoop. Inbound, fake it to Helms, go on the wing. Walker, Williamson now in the corner. Jack Williamson off the screen, doesn't get the three. Rebound to Scales in the corner on the far side. Left to right for the Rams in the second half with a 49-36 lead. Neal with the left hand, picks it up with 2, passes to J9. Now to Scales, back on the far side wing. Alley-oop attempt to J9 from Deontay Neal, doesn't fall. The putback though, and the slam with 2 hands for Kendra Harrison. 51-36. Far side, Williamson, no look pass on the baseline. Goes back in. Ben Williamson loses handle of it. Reidsville ball. Sorry, I forgot to unmute you there, Eddie.
You're all right, you're all right.
51-36. Inbounds for Janiah Sharp into Neal. Ball rolls now. It'll take a dribble off the hands of Neal. 6:50 to play here in the third. Rams lead at 51-36. No look, Janiah Sharp. One hand for Jones in the paint. Tip back, doesn't go, but Kendra Harrison follows up with the left hand. 14 points for Harrison. Behind the back for Walker. Helms takes the 3. Hits the rim. Williamson battles for it. There'll be a foul. And North Stanley will inbound. Ben Williamson, the 6-foot sophomore, will inbound for North Stanley to the left side of the hoop on the baseline. With 2 hands, gets it into Walker. Power dribble right into Jones, and Harrison has to pass it out on the perimeter. Pump fake for Moore at the free throw line. Back out to Walker for 3 on the far side wing. Rolls off the rim into the hands of Harrison. 2-hand pass near side to Neal. Hesitates, takes a step to the basket, now will step back on the wing. Looks inside, back to the basket for Harrison. Off the low block, near side with the hook. Can't get it. Putback does go though.
North Stanley does not have an answer for Kendra Harrison.
16 points. And he's been on fire to start the second half. Moore, far side, Helms for 3. Rattles off the rim. Rebound to Neal. Push it up the floor. In the corner, far side, Kendra Harrison. He sells that he's passing it, shoots the 3. It goes over the basket. Rebound here near side to Stanley. North Stanley, a 3 from Walker. Off the rim of the heel. Rebound far side for Deontay Neal. Averages 5. No look pass inside. Reverse layup doesn't fall for J9. Rebound for Scales. Gets it into Deontay, who somehow finds a window but can't get the bucket. A rebound to North Stanley. Helms drives to the lane. Kick it out in the corner for Ben Williamson on the far side, covered by Scales. The baseline pass, top of the key for Moore. Jones with the coverage, but Moore gets the 3. His first points of the night from the near side. Forces a timeout with 5:09 to play here in the third. 55-39.
North Stanley has to look to get some offense going here. They can't keep going possession after possession and not getting any not getting any bucket.
Score update from Stuart Kramer. The Lady Cougars down 10 in the third.
Come on, Cougars, keep fighting.
I love watching them play, by the way. That fundamental basketball is something that you just love to see.
Oh, yeah. Coach Jesse always has his girls prepared.
Packed house here at Reidsville High School.
I want to see Reidsville feed Kendra a little bit more here, and I think once they feed him a few more times down low, it'll open up the three-pointer for him, because you're going to have to start committing 2 and 3 players if you want to stop Kendra, and then they'll be able to kick it out and hit the open threes.
We know about his athletic ability, but how important has been his fundamentals in the post tonight for Reidsville?
Right now, the fundamentals is really important, because in a game where you can't make shots, you have to rely on those.
Neal takes it up the floor, left to right, into Jones, and it doesn't fall. Harrison gets the rebound. Another offensive rebound. He's fouled by Helms on the putback attempt and to the line. That's where he's been key to, the offensive rebounds.
Oh, yeah. If you don't box him out, you might as well just know it's either a rebound or 2 points.
We'll have a timeout on the floor before the free throws. 55-39, Coach Ross with the timeout, 4:54 to play here in the third. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County, celebrating their 55th anniversary. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwash open 24/7, and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwash voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. And shout out to Pennrose Carwash's Ira Tilley, who I saw here rooting on the Rams tonight. 55-39 as Harrison heads back to the line. Harrison to the stripe. And gets the first. The big man committed to Oregon to play football and basketball.
He's been working really hard on his free throws. I saw a picture of him this morning. With no school, he was in here about 12 this afternoon shooting free throws.
Second free throw is off the rim. Rebound to Ben Williamson. Pushes up the floor to Walker. Walker all the way on the wing. Passes inside to Helm, who turns, faces, gets the bucket. At the rim. Helms has 8. Rams up the floor the opposite way. Right in the paint for Harrison. Power dribble and 2 hands his own. He's got 9. 58-41. Driving the lane. Williamson with a little bump. Kisses the front rim. Goes in the way of Reidsville, though. Rebound in the far side corner for Scales. Now Neal stops at the free throw line. Pops it out to the perimeter. Scales drives. Kicks it back out. Neal far side wing. This is his world. We just live in it. He's got 20. Far side, 61-41 lead for the Rams. Helms 3. Hits the rim, goes all the way out of bounds. Here on the near side corner, Rams ball. Three triple doubles this season for Deontay Neal. 17 double doubles. He's pacing the Rams, a 20-point lead for Reidsville. J9, near side wing to Neal. Fires a missile to Scales. On the perimeter, now back to the basket for Harrison, just off the low block on the baseline. Neal goes in the corner, near side J9. 3 doesn't fall, rebound skying forward is Jones with the putback. Went high for that rebound, brought it home. He's got 11. 63-41. Spinning is Williamson. Kicks it out on the wing. Walker's shot is well short. Hit by Harrison and picked up by Jones. Past the timeline in the paint with the Euro step of his own. Cameron Jones.
Cameron Jones is like, let me get the ball and I'll take it to the hoop.
He's got 13. 65-41.
Mr. Glue Guy doing what he does best.
Top of the key three is drained by Moore.
Good answer back by Moore.
Past the timeline for Neal. Looks inside. Jones passes in the corner near side. Scales three off the backside of the rim. Rebound goes in the hands of Jack Williamson. Covered by J9. J9, far sideline. Now in the corner off the hands of Helms to Moore. On the wing, Walker will drive, spin, go to the left hand and draw the foul. Fans don't like it here though.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with him right there. It looked like J9 beat him to the spot.
So Jalen Walker to the line. Gets the first. He has 12.
Brian Gwynn checking in the game for Kendre.
Senior will give the big man a breather. Second free throw is good for Walker. (65-46). Neal will walk it up the floor, left to right. Jogs past the timeline. Far side pass to the corner for three. J9 can't get it to fall. Rebound inside, but we'll have a foul on the floor. Jones, top of the key for Neal. Right inside, power dribble for J9 with one hand on the left side. He's got 12. As coach calls a timeout. Cam Jones with a season high 13. Rams lead at 67-46. Thank you to our sponsors bringing you this coverage, including Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh. Oh, we got a stoppage in play, not a timeout.
I think you said J9 is eclipsed 2,000 career points in high school.
2,000 career points. Here comes his parents. Yep, 2,000 points.
That is an amazing accomplishment.
Couldn't happen to a better young man either. J9 averaging 21 points per game, committed to USC Aiken. Gets to celebrate with his teammates as well. Congratulations to J9.
Although he's been struggling a little bit tonight from beyond the arc, he still continuing to take it to the hole. And like I said, to get a layup to eclipse 2,000 points is awesome.
Helms gets the inbound to Cam Brown. Brown near side, back to Helms and past the timeline at midcourt. Two-handed pass, far side Jack Williamson forces the three from the far side wing. Rolls all the way to midcourt, picked up by Brian Gwynn. Quick flip to J9, into the lane, his hands! That's a bad man, J9. He's got 14. 69-46. Into the lane. Walker passes it to Williamson. In the corner for Brown. The three misses. Deontay Neal, the only man there, gets a rebound here on the near side. On the sideline to midcourt. Now another three for J9. Splash.
I don't know if the 2,000 points just gave him some energy, but man, he's just on fire right now with the last 7 points.
Foul on the far side. Foul will be on Scales. 72-46. Jones will get a nice round of applause as he heads to the bench.
Definitely well deserved.
Savion Johnson checks in for Cam Jones. Top of the key now for Walker. Here's Williamson in the corner. Jack Williamson covered by Deontay Neal. Tries to switch hands, loses handle of it, but spins. Gets it to Walker on the wing. In the corner for Ben Williamson. Off the rim, rebound on the three attempt by Christian Scales. That wingspan making a difference on the rebound. Gets it to his point guard. He'll wait at midcourt past the timeline with 1:03 to play here in the third. He'll force him out of that zone D.
See, this is the type of stuff you talk about when you have an elite guard like Deontay Neal. He knows to just slow it down. We're up. We count a few subs in. Let's just hold him out, make him pull out of that zone, and let's get the best shot possible.
It's key, too, to make it known to your opponent that we're going to play our game. You're not going to force us to play yours.
Exactly.
As Neal stands at midcourt, no shot clock here into the NCHSAA. 33 seconds now on the clock. This is the most that Reidsville has stood still offensively the whole season.
I have to agree.
Now down to 15 seconds. 1-1 last play for the Rams. Just like that, speed into the lane and drawing a foul is Neal. The foul will be on Jalen Walker as Neal entered the lane from the near side. So an inbound on the baseline to the right side of the bucket. Deontay Neal, the inbound man. J9 gets it on the perimeter, wing it to the far side. Scales now off the corner. Neal's shot doesn't fall. 2 seconds, Savion gets the rebound. Off the low block, put it in for Savion. Off the Deontay Neal, 3 miss. He gets mobbed by his teammates as he heads to the bench, and we put 8 minutes on the clock here in the fourth. 74-46.
When you dribble out the last minute like that and to end the quarter with a basket is very key.
Definitely momentum-wise, too.
Oh, yeah, because you sit there and you have North Stanley in the zone. Deontay's just holding the ball at the top of the key, letting the time go down. And to come away with 2 points, it's a momentum changer.
The only team, though, that seems to be able to change the momentum for Reidsville is themselves. Nobody's been able to do it this year. 26-0 heading into this one. And they don't do it to themselves either. It's unbelievable to watch. A lot of times we've said, and I'd love to get your input on it as a coach, this is generational talent we're seeing on the court.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You don't get this kind of talent all the time. And the fans here in Reidsville and the Rockingham County area, you need to appreciate it because it doesn't come all the time.
For the Rams, it's J9, Deontay Neal, Christian Scales, Savion Johnson, and Brian Quinn. They get the basketball left to right on the inbound. Off the screen on the baseline, J9 here in the corner, but go inside on the low block to Savion. Back out to J9, near side wing. Scales around the perimeter. Neal on the far side wing. Bounce it into Quinn. Back out to Neal. Thought about shooting. Covered right there by Williamson. Crossover move. Gets in the lane. The leader falls. Woo! 22 for number 1. Williamson looks to answer on the opposite end. It's rebounded by Neal. Behind the back twice. Now near side wing. Between the legs again. Into the lane with the finger roll. Can't get it to fall. Rebound, Jalen Walker on the far side for North Stanley. Walker into the lane at the free throw line. Kicks it near side to Jack Williamson. Williamson to Helms. Top of the key for Moore. Covered by Neal. Tries to switch hands with the basketball. Loses it. Brian Quinn with the steal. Up to Neal. He goes for the finger roll. He's got 24. There's that patented Reidsville pressure, 78-46. Near side for Walker. Nice cross into the lane with 2 hands. Does not get the roll. He'll head to the line, though, to shoot 2.
For North Stanley, they need to try to figure it out very fast because time is winding down. And the onslaught is coming.
Winner of this one will take on the winner of number 8, Monroe, and number 9, Hendersonville. In the third round, right here at Reidsville High School, if the Rams hold on to win.
Cam Jones and Kendra Harrison set to check back in right now.
Walker gets the first. Great job by Savion and Quinn on the floor.
definitely a great job when you can come in and get a couple minutes and keep the same level of the play while you got your two big guys out getting a little breather.
Second free throw is good for Walker. He's got 15 of North Stanley's 48. 30-point lead, 78-48 with 6:40 to play. J9's just going to stand at the RR logo past midcourt. Picks it up with two hands. Now passes it near side wing. Neal. No look pass inside. Christian Scales streamlines to the basket. And with one hand gets the easy look. He's got 7. 80-48. Top of the key for Helms. Near side for Moore. Pump fake with the 3 attempt. Gets it to Ben Williamson. Williamson top of the key covered by Cam Jones. Cam Jones right there on the elbow. Back to the basket. Turns, has to pass in the corner. Goes to Walker, who gets past J9. A foul called on number 3.
Yeah, they called that one on J9.
His hands were straight up, but
yeah, sometimes the referees look at the body and not the hands. I kind of disagree with that call, but I'm not trying to disagree with every referee call. So.
Free throw for Walker is good. Second one is good. You can say whatever you want about this North Stanley team down 80-50. This is a good team. They've battled throughout this one. It was a 23-22 game after one. They kept it to 49-36 at the half. Top of the key for J9. Free throw line drive. Bounce pass on the backhand. Now an entry from Neal to Harrison. Covered by 2. Low block on the left side. Goes to the basket. Doesn't get the bucket. He heads to the line, though, to shoot 2.
They had 3 people guarding Kendre, and he still got through and got a foul.
So to the line for Kendre, a 30-point lead for the Rams. Here on Roco Radio, RocoRadio.com. Off the rim on the free throw. Put it back, though, trying to get it back to the official. Spin to the basketball. One dribble. Second free throw is good. Harrison has 18. North Stanley up the floor. Walker to Moore. Moore hands it off to Ben Williamson. Williamson at the top of the key. Passes it back to Moore, near side wing, picked up by Scales and Jones. Inside to Williamson, poked away by Mr. Pick to your pocket, Deontay Neal. Now the footer alley to Scales. It'll be a two-handed layup for Scales from J9. From the left side to the near side. Spin move in the lane for Walker. Kick it back out, Helms for 3. Off the side iron, rebound for Jones. Jones up the floor, far side wing for Scales. Bounce pass inside to Harrison. Power dribble on the low block and just floats it up there. That's a muscle shot. 20 for Harrison. Coach Walker just calls a timeout.
North Stanley coach giving it to the referee there at the timeout.
It's never a good start as a coach if you're called the timeout and the first thing you do is talk to the official.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely never a good start, but I have been in the North Stanley head coaching position, and when you're playing Reidsville, you are very frustrated. And again, like you said earlier, it's not that North Stanley's they're not a bad team. They're actually doing very well despite the score. But when you play in a team like Reidsville, it's just nothing that you can do. You can play good for a quarter, you can play good for a half, but you normally do not have enough fight in you to fight as long as they're going to fight for all 4 quarters. It's just virtually almost impossible.
This is a tough team. They clawed back down 13 against Walkertown in round 1 to get the win at home in the 4th quarter and to take it all the way home in overtime. Head coach George Walker in his 5th year in 84-37 record. North Stanley basketball has been strong over the last few seasons. But for the Rams, if they hold on, it'll be 38 straight wins here at home, 56 straight games won, an 82-1 record over the last 3 years. Far side, Walker will go to Jack Williamson. Williamson with a great game. He's got 12. Far side. Goes from the left hand, passes it to Moore on the handoff. Driving in the lane, spinning is Walker, who will draw the foul and head to the free throw line. So Walker to the stripe.
North Stanley is a great free throw shooting team.
Gets the first. He's got 18, most of them from the line. 85-52. Neal on the far side, behind the back. With 2 dribbles and 2, takes the stunner step and goes to the basket on the left side.
4 behind the backs and then just picks up speed and blows right past.
26 for Neal. Ben Williamson into Walker. Draws the foul to the line for Walker. (87-54). Walker's free throw is good. 22 for Jalen Walker. Far side for J9. Walks past the timeline, left to right for the Rams. They lead at 87-55. Entry pass and a quick spin. Two-handed jam on the left side. Off the low block for the big man.
Big Zero with the slam right there.
He's got 22. 89-55. Far side, top the key, make it Helms for 3. Does not fall. Walker tips it, saves it in the corner for North Stanley. Drives the baseline, behind the basket, kick it in the corner. Jack Williamson 3. He's got 15. 89-58 here in the fourth. 3:30 on the clock. Big man gets the entry pass on the baseline. Fades from the basket and one. He got hit in the eye. Kendra Harrison. We know him for the power slams. We know him for the quickness inside and getting to the basket, but he's shown some finesse with his moves tonight.
Oh, yeah, you can tell he's been working on his post moves, and he's actually displaying them very well tonight. He's really showcasing his post-game ability, not just his athleticism tonight.
91-58 with 3:25 to play. Free throw is good. Quarter century for Kendra. He's got 25. Moore hands it off to Williamson. Pass the timeline right to left with the right hand. Goes for the step back, loses it. Scales with the steal. One-handed whip pass into the lane is also stolen. North Stanley back with the basketball. Walker from the wing far side into the lane. Fades, gets it. Walker has 24, 92-60. Far side now for Scales. Entry pass again on the far side block. Whipping the pass off the head of Walker. It's picked up by Williamson. He won't get the bucket. He'll draw the foul, though, and head to the line. So Ben Williamson with 2 heads to the charity stripe. Final score, Kramer 49 and Rockingham County 32.
Oh, man.
Free throw is good.
I hate to hear that for my Lady Cougars.
What a great season, though, huh?
Oh, yeah, most definitely a great season.
Second free throw is good. 92-62. 30-point lead for your Rams. 2:45 to play here in the fourth. Bounce pass to Harrison. Stands on the near side wing. Scales top of the key. Now far side wing for Neal. Baseline. Go to the low block on the left side. No look pass from Harrison to Jones. Just too much mustard. He goes out of bounds. Inbound for Helms. And North Stanley moving right to left. Far side. Now Jalen Walker on the handoff on the wing. Gets it to Williamson. Helms holds it top of the key. Covered by Harrison. Near side, looking for room is Moore. Passes it to the far side wing. Wing-to-wing pass to Helms. Two-handed pass inside Williamson. The turnaround jumper does not fall. Rebound Scales on the near side for the Rams. Up the far sideline for Neal. On the wing, stop and pop. In and out on the three attempt. Jones rips away the rebound. Will they call a possession here? No, they're going to call a foul. So foul on North Stanley. Will be an inbound for Reidsville on the baseline to the right side of the hoop. Glad to have you along. 92-62 lead for the Rams. 2:04 to play here in the fourth. Number 1 Reidsville, number 16 North Stanley. And a timeout called on the floor. $25 points for Deontay Neal, 17 for J9, 9 for Christian Scales, 13 a season high for Cam Jones, and 25 for Kendra Harrison. Things started off slow, Eddie, for Reidsville, but they were able to pick it up in the second, and since then, they've controlled the game.
Yeah, early their shots wasn't falling, and they were in a little battle here. North Stanley was giving them a good fight, and then Reidsville got in the groove, start making layups, and then second half they just came out with a tremendous third quarter and blew the game away. It's kind of hard for North Stanley when you're doing everything you can and you coming up with a great scheme, and then Reidsville can just beat you anyway.
Inbound for Deontay Neal. Looks for the alley on the inbound. Instead, we'll go to the perimeter. J9 bounces with the basketball, top of the key, drives far side just off the elbow into the glass for J9. He's got 19.
I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but I think Reidsville is looking to score 100 tonight.
Top of the key now for Moore. Handed off on the spin. Williamson loses the defender. Spins in the lane with the underhand. Can't get it to fall, though. Scales one-handed pass right up the floor to J9. Reverses hands. Can't get that layup to fall. Rebound to Helms. Up the floor the opposite way. Now in the corner for Williamson. Looks the opposite corner. Here's the three from Walker. Does not fall. Scales a rebound on the right side of the hoop. Up the floor for Reidsville. Stop it here on the near side wing. 94-62. The floater will not count. Oh. (94-62). J9 goes and grabs the ball from all the way across court and gets it into the official, and now we'll inbound.
Reidsville are putting in the subs. Number 15, Mario Ingram coming in the game. Number 12, Frankie Galloway checking in. Number 11, Trayshawn Brown checking in. And the big man, number 34, Jacquez Tynes checking in. And 14, Chris Smith checking into the game.
Look at you, Coach. Look at you, Coach. You don't need a roster?
Nah, I'm kind of familiar with most of these guys.
Ingram gets the ball on the inbound. In the corner to Galloway. Galloway top of the key. On near side for Brown. The three does not fall. It's a rebound inside for North Stanley, who also puts their subs in with a minute to play. Spin on the baseline. Shot attempt does not fall for Hamilton. Up the floor for the Rams and Galloway. Galloway stops with one hand. Off the tongue rebound. Jacquez Tynes with the putback. Rolls, bounces off. On the far side, it's picked up by Hamilton of North Stanley. Up the floor right to left. Pump fake on the perimeter. Out to Williamson. Williamson far side for Town. It's stripped away. Here's a layup from Brown. Doesn't fall. Galloway's doesn't either. Smith is there for the rebound for a third chance from three. It's misses the rim, and North Stanley will recover with 19 seconds to play here in the fourth. Far side three is off the side heel. Will go out of bounds. Excuse me. Big Will in the comments. Hey, I think someone won a middle school championship with this squad. Not calling no names out, though. Coach.
I think you're talking about me.
It definitely wasn't me, I can promise you that.
Yes, sir. It definitely was great to win the championship with this group of guys.
Off the side, rebound for Mario Ingram. Ingram takes the ball up the floor with 2 seconds. 1 second. Tries to go for the slam at the end of the game. A final score of 94-62. Final score, Deontay Neal with 25, J9 with 19, Christian Scales with 9, 13 for Cam Jones, 25 for Kendra Harrison, 2 for Savion Johnson. For the visiting North Stanley Comets, their season ends at 22-7 overall. The number 16 seed winning their home matchup in round number 1 in overtime over Walkertown, 58-54. Ben Williamson finished it with 4 points, 6 for Hayden Moore, 15 for Jack Williamson, the senior. Gavin Helms with 8. Jalen Walker with 24, 2 for Maddox Louder, and 3 for Cam Brown, as well as North Stanley falls 94-62. The numbers keep ticking for Reidsville. 38 straight games here at home. 56 straight games overall. 82-1 over the last 3 seasons. Their only loss in the state championship game to Farmville Central a few years ago. They moved to 27-0 overall on the season. Final score 94-62 as the crowd commences and empties here at Reidsville High School. Coach, what was your overall thoughts on the difference in the game and turning it around? This ends a 94-62 game, but after one, it was 23-22.
What turned it around for me was Reidsville decided to stop shooting the 3 and go into the basket. When their jump shot wasn't falling at the beginning, they continued to shoot and shoot. But eventually they bought in and they started getting the layups. And I feel like North Stanley just kind of gassed out towards the second half. They were fighting so hard to try to stay in it that it just felt like they just couldn't get over the hump. And then eventually Reidsville just pulled away from them.
We'll see if we can grab head coach Jason Ross here on your post-game show in just a bit. Usually comes up here after victories. 94-62 win. I thought a big difference, too, was just the adjustment when the shots weren't falling. Like you mentioned on our broadcast, you got to go to Agent Zero, and they did that inside.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Normally, like I said, Reidsville comes through with the transition into 3, but sometimes you got to go what I like to call it old school basketball inside out. When you have a big man, generational talent like Kendra Harrison, sometimes you just have to feed him and let him do his job and carry you through the game at times when your shot is not falling.
Final score 94-62. Up next, a matchup with the winner of number 8 Monroe and number 9 Hendersonville. We'll see if we can check some scores as well. If you've got them as well, let us know in the comments. I'm just seeing in progress. One game in the 2A West, number 5 Maiden is down to Lincolnton 25-22 in the second quarter.
For North Stanley, though, nothing to hold your head, nothing to be down about. Hold your heads up high. You had a tremendous season. You just happened to go up against one of the best teams in the state. And like I said, they did a tremendous job tonight. They fought hard. They didn't lay down, and they gave Reidsville everything that they had.
It brings up the question we've said throughout the year. There's not a scheme that can really stop this team, one of the top teams in the nation. When you have a slow first quarter, Deontay Neal started a little bit slow just points-wise, right? But he's able to get 25, 26. So it's very hard, not just from a whole game perspective, but quarter-by-quarter basis to keep everybody in check for this team.
Oh, yeah. When you go in trying to play Reidsville, you come in with a strategy that, okay, let's double team Kendra, or let's double Deontay, or let's take away this. And you come in with that strategy, and then J9 goes off for 4 threes, or Christian Scales may get you 3 or 4 threes, or sometimes you go in and Kendra will do what he did tonight and just absolutely dominate the paint. But it's just very hard to come up with a scheme and stick to it because they have so many different ways that they can beat you.
Late in that first quarter and early into the second quarter, too, one of your players of the game, in my opinion, is Cam Jones. He kind of really set a tone for Reidsville in the fact that they needed somebody to pace them a little bit, get things a little bit under control, and Cam Jones gets a season-high 13 points, most of those in that second and third quarter.
Oh, yeah. For Cam Jones tonight, to me, during stretches of the game, he was a difference maker. When they were double-teaming Dre, and he was just having wide-open layups, and he was taking full advantage of them, it was very good to see him get his just due today, because normally you don't see him show up a lot on the stat sheet for his points. But tonight, he felt like he had to do what he needed to do to take the team to where they needed to go far as through different stretches of the game, and it was incredible to see tonight.
So I'm willing to bet, we mentioned in the pregame show that nobody had held a team under 20 in all divisions in the first round. I'm willing to bet, too, that nobody has scored 94 in all divisions yet. We'll see. I'll check that, but if it is, it's not many that have scored 94 here in the playoffs in the second round, the Rams with the 94-62 win. So we'll see about that. So we wait for head coach Jason Ross. We'll see if he heads out here. We'll give it a couple more minutes. I think he'll make his way out of here. Usually does. I'd like to hear from him today. But for me, the big difference was Kendra Harrison in the paint. That was the big difference. And as Big Will says, Cam the silent assassin Jones.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely the silent assassin. And tonight, he let his game speak for him as always.
How much is you've been a part of this head on, especially with some of the guys on this team. Chemistry-wise, we talk about what happens on the floor, right? What you see on the floor, but how big is to get a team to compete this well, just building chemistry off the floor? And these guys love each other. You can see it on and off the floor.
Oh, yeah. The chemistry is built just when they're always around each other. When you have a team that's just wanting to be around each other, not only on the court but off the court, it's very special. You can see the chemistry. You can just see the chemistry, and you can definitely see it on the court.
Final score 94-62. This beautiful Friday, the Rams will take on the winner of number 8 Monroe and number 9 Hendersonville in the third round on Tuesday. We'll have all the action here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. So we'll be here for that. Stay tuned for your pregame show brought to you by Pennrose Carwash and Kooler Ice. We'll have that here on YouTube as well as on RocoRadio.com and on Facebook. And we open up opening day at The Rock on Tuesday as well as the Rockingham County Baseball Squad hits home for the first time, taking on Southern Guilford. Jay Ramey, Jonathan Hatley will have that coverage for you on Tuesday as we transition to the baseball diamond and the softball diamond as well. So we'll have that coverage for you as well as the Rams' third round playoff matchup here at Reidsville High School on Tuesday. Final score 94-62. Coach, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the opportunity. I was really blessed to have the opportunity. I've had a lot of fun tonight.
All right. Well, you're welcome anytime. I know this is job number 2. You got some coaching to do. I know that.
Oh, yes,
but
most definitely.
Anytime you ain't coaching, you're welcome up here. Final score 94-62 for Coach Eddie Anglero. I'm Joe Dexter. Have a great night.
Thanks for listening to Roco Radio's coverage of local high school basketball. To find out where we will be next, make sure you head on over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Radio Rockingham, where you can find this ball game as well as our schedule for what's coming up. You can also download our podcast of our games by heading to Spotify and searching for Roco Radio, or on Apple Podcasts, and also find our game archives on YouTube by searching for Roco Radio. Roco Radio basketball coverage is brought to you by Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales in Reidsville has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwash, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwash voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Tonight's game is brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan at 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. And visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Car Wash in Reidsville at 1509 South Scale Street or Two Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations. 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons at Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Roadco Radio basketball coverage is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrating our 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin Store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. High school basketball coverage on Roadco Radio is brought to you by Two Rivers Plaza. Rockingham County's premier location for exceptional small businesses is Two Rivers Plaza at 307 West Meadow Road in Eden. Visit the wonderful small businesses there today at Two Rivers Plaza, your premier source for small business services. Roadco Radio basketball coverage is brought to you by Circle Drive-In in Eden, serving the best hot dogs in Rockingham County for over 50 years. Located at 111 Boone Road, Circle Drive-In is your home for fast and friendly service and an all-American meal. Stop by our old-style drive-in for a delicious cheeseburger, crinkle cut fries, and top your meal off with a milkshake or banana split, or choose from one of our many menu items such as buffalo wings, chicken tenders, steak and cheese, the chuck wagon, and so much more at Circle Drive-In since the 1970s. For good food, stop by Circle Drive-In at 111 Boone Road near the roundabout. High school basketball on Roadco Radio is made possible thanks to Anglero Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed late last year, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987, providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Anglero's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey when greater comfort and rapid response matter most. Make sure it's Anglero Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Anglero can support you, visit anglerocc.org. Just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey, Anglero Compassionate Care is proud to support our local basketball teams on their journey towards successful seasons. Local basketball coverage is also made possible thanks to our friends at Rockingham Update, the community source for local programming, government meeting coverage, community events, promotion and broadcast, sports, local nonprofit news, and so much more. Providing digital community news on all platforms since 2007, RockinghamUpdate.com aims to serve Rockingham County with the dependable information and coverage it deserves. For local programming, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv, your #1 IPTV station in Rockingham County. Thanks for listening to local basketball coverage on ROCO Radio, your home for local sports and all the hits. Make sure you tune in 24/7, RocoRadio.com for great music, news, local weather, and so much more at RocoRadio.com.